Hi, I'm Mary, and I'm brand new to the SpiegelMom Scraps design team, so I'm super excited to be here today and work with these lovely, creative, talented ladies. I'm just going to go through and show you some of the things that I know I'll be using on this scrapbook layout. My daughter, who's crazy because she's 3, her name's Abby. I'll be using some of these SpiegelMom Scraps brand new release Sequins. They're called Just Beachin It, and I'll leave a link below in the shop to where you can go get them. I'm also going to be using this Dear Lizzie paper, and I thought about using the blue paper, but I didn't do it. So I really love this pink striped paper from the Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams and the house paper, and then I thought about using that yellow ikat print. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I didn't know where I was going with this layout when I started it, so you're going to see a lot of shuffling, and that's okay because I think that if we don't start out with something in our head, then there will be a lot of shuffling going around. If you're not going off of a sketch, this is all in my head. And the only thing that I had in my head was the title. So I thought that is the best place to start. And so I'm just going through and I'm going to fussy cut out some of these words from the Dear Lizzie paper. And this is from her newest collection, Lovely Day. And I'm piecing together the words that I need to make the title. And you might already guess what I'm going to be using for the title. It's not naughty because you're putting a fox in. It's not a cuss word. And so this is like the new thing for me. Instead of cussing in my head, I'll switch it up so that, you know, if it accidentally comes out, then my kids don't hear me. You know, I'm keeping it real. So I'm going to also cut out just that little title part of the Dear Lizzie paper that says Happy Day on it, because I loved the colors in it and they went so well with the colors that I'll be using in this layout. So here we go. This is the shuffling around of the paper part. You're going to see a few minutes of that, and while you're watching me do that, I'll go ahead and share where these pictures, the background behind these pictures. So my daughter, she's 3. She comes out from the bathroom and she's like screaming, "Mom! Mom! Big mess!" And she was so dramatic about it. She would put her whole body into telling me about the big mess. And I said, okay, what's up with the big mess? And so she took me into the bathroom and she did it again. And I actually had my phone on me, so I took some pictures of it. She tried to clean it up with a bunch of towels. Basically, she flushed the toilet a bazillion times because the toilet paper wouldn't go down the toilet and over flooded our bathroom. Oh my gosh. So that's where the title, Oh for Fox's Sake, came from, because she is the messiest little girl I have ever known. And she, in any given moment, I don't even clean my house, because when I do clean my house, she comes in and she's like, I'm just going to make it 3 times worse than before you cleaned the spot. I'll mop the floor and she'll spill honey all over the floor, or I'll clean the bathroom and she'll overflood the toilet. So I only clean the house if I have to, because I know if I do, it's going to be a bigger mess than what it was before I cleaned it up. Do any of you struggle with that? Leave a comment below and let me know. So I finally decided on this kind of arrow pointing corner piece at the very top. Boy, that was descriptive, of the pink and white paper. And I got this idea from a Hip Kit Club design team member. Her name is Flora Farkas. If you guys follow her at all, I'll leave a link below to her Instagram so you can see my inspiration for that kind of top angled piece. And I went ahead and layered up a bunch of paper, and I just used my tiny attacher. I'm going to stick it down with some adhesive. That bottom strip of pictures really shows the progression of Abby telling me, Mom, big mess. So I had to include it. I was going to include the 2 photos, one of my daughter's face when she told me, which was very serious, like, oh my gosh, this is a huge mess. And then I was also wanting to include the picture of just the towels on the floor with her little feet, but it got too cray-cray for me. So I ditched that second photo, and now I'm working on layering up the photo that I'm going to keep as the focus. What I did on the photos, the photo strip at the bottom, is I just kind of marked the outline with a black Sharpie pen to make those pictures pop a little bit more. And then I popped it up on some foam, some foam, fun foam. I was going to say foam adhesive. So it gave it a little bit more dimension down at the bottom. Now, I've finally figured out what to do with these houses, and this happened at our house, so the house paper was perfect for that. Things have to make sense to me. I can't just stick on a flamingo unless there is a flamingo theme in my scrapbook layout. I don't know what's wrong with me, why everybody else can do it, but I can't. But I'm a very thematic scrapper. The things that are on my layouts mean something to me. Now, I'm not so thematic where I'm going to scrap about like Mickey Mouse or that kind of stuff. But I don't know, the things that I put on there have to make sense in my head. So I loved this fox strip, it's paper strip off of that, I think it was the blue paper from the Dear Lizzie line. And I wanted to incorporate it somehow. I did at the very bottom underneath the photo strip. And I tried to along the edge of that angle at the top with the pink and white paper and didn't like it. So I put it aside for a little bit, and I will bring it back towards the end. But right now I'm just taking my Sharpie pen and outlining the two letters on sake. I think it was the S and the K that needed to be outlined. It just didn't look right with some of them being outlined and some of them not. So it looks fine, no big deal. Now I'm going to pop up these fussy cut out letters from the Dear Lizzie paper. That way it gives the title some dimension. I'm trying to make it to where all kind of layers in together around the fox, around the photo. I don't want it to be so super busy. I had to tone down a little bit, and you might not be able to tell at the end because it is a pretty busy layout. It's a super fun layout because it was a really funny moment, and I really wanted to capture that moment in a fun way. So there we are. All of it's done and it's down, and I edited out a lot of it so you wouldn't have to be bored. I'm going to be using these pink foam thickers with the gold glitter top, and that's from the Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams line. Those thickers are called Dreamer if you're searching for them. And I'm going to work on the paper houses, the black and white houses down at the bottom. I wanted to pop them up a little bit too, so I grabbed some foam dots, and I'm just kind of making it look natural, I guess. So I'm gluing down the house on the right. The one right next to it is popped up a little bit. I'm going to stick a heart behind it. It kind of acts like a moon. And then I'm going to layer in some flowers, and these flowers are from the Paige Evans. Boy, I just blanked. The Paige Evans. Oh, my heart. You were screaming at me. I heard it. You knew what it was. So it's the Oh My Heart line, and I just threw some of the floral pieces from her ephemera pack in there, and that's also where the fox came from. And I'm just going to play around with placement. I did a lot of playing around with placement. I didn't want to glue anything down until I was absolutely sure. So there it is. It's all placed. None of it's glued yet. I'm going to start gluing it down. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. You're welcome. So now I'm going to do some journaling here. And I wrote down that you decided to, quote, fix the toilet after you clogged it by flushing and flushing and flushing. Needless to say, your expression was priceless. And it certainly was. We were laughing. I'm still laughing over it. And some of these flowers are just perfect to put in, like they shaped around that journaling just perfectly, and it couldn't have gotten any better. Totally satisfied my OCD scrapper in me. The papers that I used to layer the photos in the background were from several different collections. I had the very back layer was the Paige Evans Oh My Heart paper. It has some geometric shapes to it, brought in more of the color. I also used on top of that the crepe paper Oasis. It's a kind of mimics the yellow ikat in the background, but it's orange and pink. And then the Amy Tangerine On a Whim black and white polka dot paper is the layer right behind that. So I'm still playing around with the houses. I was trying to fit this last house in and it just wasn't working. So I'm okay just putting it aside, and I'll use it for an ephemera piece somewhere in some other time. Still playing around with dimension and layering up certain areas with some fun foam or foam dots. Now, if I was to do this again, which I'm not, but if I was to do this again, I would have stitched around the perimeter of that pink and white paper on the back. I wish that I would have, but I wasn't about to pull up everything just to stitch. So you'll see me in a little bit pull in the stitching in another way. I'm going to put down some little black tiny word stickers or tiny letter stickers. I found them at the thrift store, so I couldn't tell you where I got them from or what collection they're from. They're old, but they're black and white, and they work. They look like type font, different kinds of type font. They're really cute. They were a little bit too tall, so you're going to see me put them down, and now you're going to see me pull them back up. I pulled them up, I put them in a straight line, and then I cut them out so that they would be they would have less black in them. This Mom Life was one die cut that I put into two from the Paige Evans line. And I pulled in some of that gold at the top that I used in a very small amount in a hashtag in front of that at the bottom. And here's where you're going to see me put that fox border strip or the branding strip and incorporate that to the top of the layout. And then I also wanted to use that Happy Life, or the Lovely Day, the Lovely Day piece that I cut out in the very, very beginning, and I'll put that at the top as well. Here I'm using some Pink Fresh Studio Dream On Leatherette stickers. I'm obsessed with these stickers. No, Mary, put it there. That's where you like it. It's going to go right back there. No, it's not going to go there. No, it's not going to. I don't even know why you're doing this. Just put it back. Right there. There. That's where it goes. Now leave it alone. So I'm just pointing out I have one leatherette there, I have another one there, and now I need it somewhere else. I just can't have two. There's something wrong with me that if I put down one of something, I have to have a little bit more of it. So I decided to stick these triangle leatherette stickers around the page as well. And now I'm trying to find a spot for that Lovely Day. And it's going to go right on top of Abby's head. Behind the picture, of course. So, yay, sequin time. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the layout and put sequins in where you would normally splatter or do enamel dots. I'm telling you, sequins are my new favorite thing. I'm going to sequin all the things. Don't be surprised if you see pictures of my kids with sequins on their faces, because I'm going to go crazy with sequins. I love them. They are definitely my new enamel dot. These sequins are the Just Beachin It sequins. These are my favorite out of all of the sequins that I got, and I love them all. Don't get me wrong, they're all beautiful, but this combination is my absolute favorite. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that these are the sequins that Jody put together after I suggested something for this Pink Fresh Studio line. She was asking for suggestions for sequins to go with which lines, and I asked if we could get a sequin mix to go with the Pink Fresh Studio line, and I think that this is the one that she created off of that. So it's no wonder I love it so much. I'm just showing you the stitching. I used like a mint colored thread, and I stitched right through the leatherette triangles and down at the bottom through Mom Life, and at the top of the where the title says 04. So I did it just through that 4. I'm going to stick down some tiny word stickers. They say, oops, haha, seriously? And this sums up my layout. Thanks so much for joining us, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to SpiegelMom Scraps on YouTube. So just go right now and click subscribe, click like, give us all the love. You can use my code Mary15 when you want to purchase something from the SpiegelMom Scrap Store, and you can save 15%. So have a great day. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.